Arsenal have finally finished up some business, bringing in Aaron Ramsdale and Martin Odegaard finally on permanence officially. And I'm going to be talking about the financial terms of those deals and the impact these players will have on this Arsenal team in this upcoming season, as well as in the upcoming years, as they are two young players being brought in, have long-term impact for this club. So with that being said, let's get right into it and start about talking with the Aaron Ramsdale deal, who has been brought in for about 24 million and 6 million of add-ons. And I think this is more the controversial deal as far as especially the financial terms go, and even the role on this team in comparison to the Martin Odegaard signing. Because Aaron Ramsdale is only 23, he is a young goalkeeper. He has shown some promise and some bright moments. There obviously has been a problem with him being on losing teams. Now, that isn't necessarily fully a fault of his own. He's been on some bad teams with some bad defenses, you name it. But a losing track record is hard to really get past. Losing is a trait. A winning attitude is a trait. Those things can carry, and that does hurt. I don't think every team that he's been on for the last 5 years now being relegated is on him. I don't think that's by any stretch fully on him. And I think anyone who says that is just trying to create a narrative that doesn't exist. But when you're trying to create a winning culture, bringing in players that have that winning mentality, that experience winning, have gone through winning, that's helpful. Ramsdale's not going to do that for you, that is for sure. And bringing him in on what could end up being an add up of 30 million. Now, if he ends up being a fine goalkeeper, that's fine. But Bernd Leno is still there and fine. Now, Bernd Leno isn't some world-class goalkeeper, but he is a solid goalkeeper nonetheless. He's only 29. This is not someone who's in their mid-30s. Bernd Leno is not old. And so there's no guarantee that if Aaron Ramsdale doesn't really push for a spot or Bernd Leno doesn't pick up a major injury, there's no guarantee that Aaron Ramsdale ends up getting a massive role in this team anytime soon. And that's a concern considering the fact you just spent 30 million on Aaron Ramsdale. So that's my concerns with that signing. I think if he gets a role, that's great. Maybe Bernd Leno gets sold within the next couple of years. But the fact that this Arsenal team has gone from having Emi Martinez on the team last year to now having him sold, he's probably better than Bernd Leno or Aaron Ramsdale, at least in my opinion. He most certainly is. And now they're spending 30 million instead of just keeping Emi Martinez to bring in someone who's going to be a backup for your future. Unfortunate business from Arsenal. Sheffield United make a bit of money off of that deal, bringing him in for about 18.5. That's my thoughts on the signing of Aaron Ramsdale. And Martin Odegaard is definitely going to come in and make a much more immediate impact. He played a decent amount when he was on loan there with Arsenal last year, and I expect he'll continue to play significant minutes for this team this year, considering the fact that with add-ons, he's going to be spending about 40 million on a transfer fee for him headed to Real Madrid. He played 14 games for Arsenal last year, 9 as a starter, 1 goal, 2 assists, lined up a bit at cam, a bit at right wing. I suspect he'll do a little bit of both again this upcoming season, with Pepe being able to play out on the right-hand side, Saka out on the right-hand side, Emil Smith-Rowe at that cam spot. I think they have a lot of guys they're going to want to try and get into that lineup, and they don't have that European competition to rotate that into, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they balance these key pieces. But I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't spend this much money on a player like Martin Odegaard to give him. It only makes sense to bring him in on this type of money if they're going to play him. Otherwise, you would just have sold Emil Smith-Rowe or whatever it would have been. You would have done something else. And so Emil Smith-Rowe's been given that number 10, but Martin Odegaard has got to be coming in and playing a role if he's coming in and playing here. Now, whether that's on a wing, whether that is at cam, that remains to be seen. Martin Odegaard is going to play, and if he isn't, then that's a problem with an Arsenal, because Arsenal are not good enough to be spending close to 40 million on a bench player right now. They're not. They're just not. And anyone who thinks they are needs to reevaluate Arsenal Football Club, and that's just the way it is. I think Martin Odegaard is going to be a very good creative player for them moving forward. He is still very young. He is only 22. He's a very good creative player. He's very comfortable on the ball. He can create with the dribble or with his passing range and ability. I think he's going to be a solid player for Arsenal. I just hope they use him well. They give him regular playing time. The concern for me with this Arsenal team now is they just have so much young talent that people are just going to get washed by the wayside. They're going to lose them, and they're really going to depreciate in value. Now, hopefully, given the fact that they have so heavily financially committed to Martin Odegaard, that does not happen with him, but they have Saka, Martinelli, Emil Smith-Rowe, Pepe, Odegaard. They have a lot of guys up there now Reece Nelson is still there at the club as well, unless he leaves sometime in the next couple of weeks before the window closes. They have a lot of guys that they need to get playing time to continue the development as young players, and they don't even have that European competition to do so. So outside of the cups, it's going to be tough to rotate. It's going to be tough to get those guys their minutes. And so I'm interested to see how that plays out. But I think generally speaking, the signing of Martin Odegaard for that price is very good. I think he has a lot of potential and future at Arsenal. He is only 22, as I mentioned. He has a lot of time ahead at Arsenal. I think he can be a very valuable piece of their future if they decide to use him in the right way and hopefully balance playing time and the use of all of their young attackers properly. That being said, that is my thoughts on the signings of Martin Odegaard and Aaron Ramsdale by Arsenal Football Club. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Very curious to see what you guys think about these two signings for Arsenal Football Club, as they are now the team that has spent the most money in this transfer window in England as of the moment of this recording, that being 129 million. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.